12 years as a Buffalo Bandit, the stalwart defenseman Billy D. Smith. You heard it from him. He's playing smarter. He's playing yet again with his body, but I'll tell you what, he's a smart player now and top quality for Buffalo's defense.
Yeah, he certainly is. You know, he's obviously one of the leaders on the defensive end. Didn't play against Minnesota. I think he had a little bit of a nagging injury, and then I think from a management standpoint, you look and say, hey, well, we got Colorado coming in. Who's going to match up with Ethan Iannucci, Drew Westervelt, John Grant Jr.? These guys, they're all 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", so you need that physical presence in Billy D. And I would say, and I would agree, in the younger years, phenomenal athlete, maybe a little bit reckless, could transition. And I think now he plays a little bit smarter being in the league now, 11, 12 years, where he can pick and choose his spots, but he's still an intimidating factor, great on GBs, and he doesn't get beat one-on-one. And the smartness of it is that he's always there to help with the second slide.
House lights are down here at the First Niagara Center. You hear in the background the bagpipes, meaning that the game is just moments away. The official spotlight introductions coming up for the Buffalo Bandits and the introduction of the Colorado Mammoth. Randy, what do we have in terms of scratches and players who are coming into this evening's game?
Well, scratches for the Buffalo Bandits. Kevin Brownell, who's a transition guy. I think he's going to be out of the lineup. They're going to bring Billy D. Smith back in from a defensive core, knowing the star-studdedness of the Colorado Mammoth, as well as Aaron Wilson, one of the righties, veteran guy. He's going to be out of the lineup. And then for the Colorado Mammoth, defender Creighton Reed. And actually kind of a surprise right now is number 22, Casey Powell, will not be in the lineup for the Colorado Mammoth tonight. Unsure of whether that's due to injury or maybe travel arrangements. But that being said, one of the other offensive players are going to have to step up. Casey Powell coming in after 8 games, already totaling 25 points, 8 goals, 17 assists. Again, an offensive presence every time he's out there. You got a guard that you might have to slide to him. That's a big loss. And then also couple that with Adam Jones not in the lineup tonight for the Colorado Mammoth, still with that nagging shoulder injury. So he's out of lineup. Those are 2 big offensive weapons that will not be at disposable for Chris Gill, Pat Coyle, and Dan Stewart.
Adam Jones, who you coached at Canisius College, went on to great stardom there in the MAC, but also as a part of the NLL Rookie of the Year with 76 points. He's missed 4 games with that shoulder injury. They talked on Wednesday he would be a game-time decision. Do you think they took it down to the official warm-ups and whether or not he was going to dress for those warm-ups?
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I'd seen him briefly in the light warm-up, so to speak. He was out with the ball and kind of had that going on, and then they really kind of started their formal light warm-up, and he ended up going back to the locker room, and then we didn't see him out there for the for the formal, we got the equipment on, we're ready to go kind of warm up. And that's unfortunate. I mean, just a phenomenal lacrosse player. Can score goals, can set hard picks and slips, great lax IQ. Plus he just dominates on loose balls in the corner to get those second, third chances. It's a big loss for Colorado, and he was having a phenomenal season over the first 8 games. And from a personal standpoint, I just hope him, quick recovery and to get back in the lineup for the Mammoth as quick as he can.
Statistics were unbelievable. 8 games, 25 goals, 15 assists for 40 points. And then he comes up with the injury. How much pressure does it put on a guy like John Grant Jr. to carry the load?
Well, I think that's kind of what ends up happening. When you lose a couple of offensive guys, is that okay? I got to put it on my shoulders, and at times that's good because hey, you know what? You rise to the occasion. At times that's bad because you just put it on your shoulders, and sometimes you'll try to do things out of your comfort zone just because you want to win so much. So John Grant Jr.'s got to balance that out of how much he needs to be the presence and how much he needs to share the ball with the rest of the offense for the Colorado Mammoth.
Bandits and Mammoth next. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Also in transition, number 75, East J. Barber. At forward.
going face-to-face tonight in downtown Buffalo from the First Niagara Center, the Bandits and Mammoth. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bandits. John Gertler, along with my broadcast partner, Randy Mearns. And Randy, we have been waiting for this game since last week. These two teams play a brand of lacrosse that's very exciting. And the Bandits, with their 5-game winning streak at home, facing a very strong and eager to play and desperate Colorado Mammoth team.
Yeah, Colorado is, in some sense desperate. They're 5-7. They've already played the 12 games. I mean, the First Niagara Center is going to see one of the best lacrosse players that's ever played the game. I mean, you heard the kudos from Billy D. Smith and John Grant Jr.
Yep.
I mean, this guy's stick is just incredible. But again, Buffalo's got to handle that presence of the Colorado Mammoth, and they really want to try to continue to create that transition for themselves. Colorado's going to do their best not to let Buffalo get the ball up the floor as quick as they do.
Let's go down to the floor for the singing of the Canadian and U.S. national anthems with Kevin Kennedy.
Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Kevin Kennedy from South Buffalo, rocking tonight in celebration of St. Patrick's Day. The Old First Ward started today with the great parade, and reveling still going on, waiting for that great day on Monday, St. Patrick's Day here in Buffalo. And down onto the turf we go to the broadcast left, where the Buffalo Bandits will be wearing their St. Patrick's Day uniforms, predominantly in the white jersey, draped with St. Patrick's Day green. Black shorts with the side vents in green. The Colorado Mammoth to our broadcast right, hovering over their goaltender in burgundy, draped with the white and black shorts. And Randy, very quickly, the scratches for tonight's game.
Again, the scratches for the Colorado Mammoth defender Creighton Reed, who's played 7-8 games on the defensive end for the Colorado Mammoth. And the big one, Casey Powell, not in the lineup for the Mammoth. That one's going to hurt. And for the Buffalo Bandits, transition player Kevin Brownell and forward Aaron Wilson.
Anthony Cosmo gets the start for the Buffalo Bandits. Again, to our broadcast left point, .813 save percentage. Into his 14th season, a 7-1 record. He holds the mark for 52 saves in the National Lacrosse League. Made 46 saves last week against Minnesota. To our broadcast right, Dylan Ward, .761 save percentage, 5-4 record, 35 saves last week against Calgary. The two top draw artists going against each other. Jay Thornburg for the Bandits and Bob Snyder for the Mammoth. And we are underway with the Bandits controlling the ball right to the Colorado line, waiting out at midfield. The Bandits approach and ready to go. Sean Williams getting it back over to Mark Stainhouse. 4 goals last week, and Stainhouse riddling with the ball in the webbing of his stick. Over the shoulder feed to Joey Reseteris from the far corner. Now here's John Tavares coming in from the right point. Scribbling around, being hit hard by Colorado defenders. There's a shot straight on by Stainhouse just as the shot clock was going down to 0. Colorado regaining control of the ball. Colton Clark, first rounder in 2012, bringing it out to midfield. Co-coaches behind the bench, and Chris Gill, Pat Coyle, and Dan Stroop. And Colorado getting ready for the ball in over the line. Coming to the right side is Jamie Shuchuk to the right side, hitting the boards, and it comes back out, and here come the Bandits making the rush in over the line. Coming as it's Chad Cope with a shot, he scores!
And just what the trio coaches didn't want, Buffalo gets transition right out the get-go. Colorado doesn't utilize the 30, they go to the net quick. Chad Culp leads a 3-on-2, and he goes end to end. And there's no sliding, he just goes high to low through the pads of Dylan Ward, and Buffalo just like that, up by 1.
Great way to get his 400th point in the National Lacrosse League. A goal, his 5th of the season, and for his baby daughter, born last week, Chad Culp scoring the game's first goal. 1-0 Buffalo here from the First Niagara Center. Great to have you with us this evening. Down the line, and the ball coming down into the Bandit zone.
And interesting to know, Buffalo is a perfect 5-0 when they score the first goal of the game. Is that a good thing?
Well, we'll wait and see. Yeah, I think it's always a good thing. You ever see those 5-0s, and Buffalo's got a lot of those in that particular statistical department. Speaking of which, Scott Fleetwood, our director and head statistician, with us this evening. As Colorado comes in close on Anthony Cosmo. Good checking by Jay Thornburg, and finish it off to the far side is David Brock scrambling for the ball behind the Buffalo net. 1-0 Buffalo. It's Chad Culp getting the goal, and this is David Brock out at midfield. Hanging on to the ball from the face-off circle at center, dashing to the Colorado line, going to the far corner. Ball is collected by Buffalo. Feed pass out in front, intended for Joey Reseteris. It goes to the near boards, down into the Colorado corner. Reseteris handling it. He's got Tavares with him now from the right point. 5 seconds left on the shot clock for Buffalo. Dribbling ball, and Ward got a piece of that one. Rebound to the right side. Reseteris scrambles for it as the shot clock was reset, but Colorado scoops it up. And down the field they come.
And that was a great save by Dylan Ward. Jamie Rooney finding himself all alone on the backside. Gets a quick one touch, and Ward with a big pad save.
There's a give and go shot, saved by Ward off the stick of Dane Smith. Rebound along the boards, picked up by Colorado in their own zone and scrambling out. A Mammoth making changes now from midfield. Setting up the ball. Joey Capito working it now as the shift change out the front door completed. Suchuk now, right wing pass as it goes into the Buffalo zone. 1-0 Bandits. Chad Culp, the goal scorer. John Grant Jr., the captain of the Mammoth, firing the ball, the crisp pass behind the net. Colorado with a diving shot, hits the goalpost right side, picked up by Buffalo on the rebound. Couple of squats. With Chad Culp immediately to the Colorado line. There's the goal scorer tonight, Chad Culp. 1-0 Buffalo. Here in the first quarter of play, 11:39 remaining. Working the ball from the top of the slot is Panesh. He takes the shot. Held goalless last week against his former team, Minnesota. Bouncing ball picked up by Williams. Now to Tavares. Tavares feeding it in front. Loose ball right in front of Dylan Ward. Score. Nope. They're going to wave it off. Players in the crease.
Yeah, players in the crease. Panesh got the original, went for the rebound, touched the ball while he was in the crease. Tavares, the wily veteran, picks the ball up, puts it in the net, but unfortunately, Crease violation on the Bandits.
4-1 in shots. Buffalo, they lead it 1-0, but here's Colorado from the corner. John Grant Jr. feet pass out in front. Save! Cosmo splitting it off his pads, and the rebound picked up immediately in the quick transition for Buffalo. Approaching the line right away. Top of the slot now is Wild back into the play. He takes the shot. Ward with the save. Wild gets his own rebound. Ward with another save, and Colorado comes up with the ball. Down the left wing lane, dashing Cameron Holding. He'll tag up with Bob Snyder from the left point. And the coach is making the change. Drew Westerfeld with the ball. Down into the corners it goes. Now to the right side. Going to get deep into the corner. Joey Delgarno setting up the play as well. Trying to get a pass away with 7 left, but the ball is picked off by Buffalo. And recalling back out at center, the Bandits very quickly in over the line. As it goes to Sean Williams with his shot. Save, Ward. Rebound picked up by Colorado. Swept onto the floor. And picked up in the webbing of Dan Ball. Feed pass right in front. Shot save. Cosmo.
Oh, beautiful save by Cosmo. As Chet Konecki gets a breakaway. Great feed in transition. Cosmo looks sharper tonight.
9:56 left to play here in the first quarter. 1-0 Buffalo. Chad Culp getting his 5th of the season and 400th NLL point. John Tavares in over the line, takes the shot. Ward makes the save, smothers it in the webbing of his stick and makes the outlet pass out of midfield. Good connection made. Play set up right at the top, shot wide off the stick of Mike McNamara, former Buffalo Bandit, and he takes a swat by Jay Thornburg. And we're going to take a collective breath here at 9:33 left to play first quarter. 1-0 Buffalo. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Who's playing his 100th consecutive game tonight. Now check this out. Statehouse becomes just the 16th player in league history played 100 consecutive games. Pretty cool. And Buffalo Bandits scored 10 more goals tonight. Your tickets go to over 50% off your entree tomorrow at Moe's Restaurants. Visit any participating Moe's restaurant. Receive a voucher for $10 Bandit tickets when you purchase. Hey, welcome to Moe's. And Buffalo Bandits are going all 4 classes to help with today's sponsors for Roswell Park. Each participant raises $150 by Monday, March 31st at noon. You'll receive 2 tickets for the team's April 5th game against Calgary, which starts at 7 o'clock. Look at the top 20 fundraisers being eligible to have their heads shaved by a Buffalo Bandit player. Proceeds this event go to Roswell Park.
Fast break ticket packages are now on sale for all remaining Bandits regular season home games for $39, Randy. You receive 2. That's 2 300 level tickets and a Bandits hat. You can visit bandits.com to purchase your fast break package today. John Gertler, Randy Mearns with you this evening from the First Niagara Center in downtown Buffalo. We're calling the game from the Ted Darling Memorial Press Box. Tom Wright's our producer, Scott Fleetwood our director and statistician, and Trevor Eklund, our game technician tonight. Great to have you with us. As the ball is down into the Buffalo zone, John Grant Jr. trying to feed the pass back over to Sean Pollock. He scored that dramatic overtime game winner last week in Denver, a come-from-behind overtime victory for the Colorado Mammoth. Randy down once at 5-0, and the Mammoth battled back.
Well, they definitely have the firepower at the front end of the door. At the front end, Johnny. I mean, with John Grant and Westerveld and Nathan Iannucci, they can score goals real quickly. And they needed to get on that run, try to save their playoff hopes. They could have been 4-8. Now they're 5-7.
9:02 left to play here in the first quarter. 1-0 Buffalo. It's Chad Culp scoring the goal, his 5th of the season, and again 400th NLL point. Buffalo setting up the play down in the Colorado zone. 7-2 on the season, on top of the Eastern Division. Half game over the Rochester Nighthawks. Loose ball into the corner. Sean Williams far side, picked up by Mark Stainhouse, dabbling with it from the left point, getting a lane open, working in now with plenty of time to shoot and set up the play. He retracts, and Stainhouse now firing it. Intended for Ryan Badesh. He has to scoot all the way out, save the over and back charge. But 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Stainhouse couldn't get the long pass. Tavares goes into the near corner. One hands it in the webbing of his stick, checked up by Dan Ball. Tavares taking a shot, he scores! What a shot by Johnny T!
He's one more point closer to 1,700, Johnny. I think the yellow flag is out. But a great hustle play by Tavares. He's in the corner. He's got picks up the GB with one hand, fights off a check, gets him behind the net. Dylan Ward kind of tries to lean back, and Tavares goes up and over. And I think the ball rolled back in. Now they're going to try to check to see if he actually landed in the crease. Did he touch the goaltender before the ball went in with his stick? It's going to be an interesting call. It was called a goal on the field, so it has to be inconclusive or conclusive either way of whether it's going to be a disallowed goal. So we'll get the replay here in a moment, Johnny.
Sean Grenier, Jason Wishwell, Ryan Fowler, the officiating crew tonight here in Buffalo, and officiating on-field crew onto the right side where Tavares was. Now, the fans here at the First Niagara Center will not get to see the replays, but Randy, you have a specific monitor, and you'll check in on this to see whether or not Tavares was inside the crease area behind Dixon Ward.
Well, we got the shot clock down. It's at 1 as Tavares is in behind the net. His stick is in his right hand. We can't see the shot clock anymore. The ball does trickle down off the neck of Dylan Ward. Maybe we'll get a better look here. Oh, no, that's going to be a no goal. Tavares' left foot steps in the crease. That's pretty conclusive. Sean Grenier is going to call this no goal.
It's wiped off, so the co-coaches of Chris Gill, Pat Coyle, and Dan Stroop throwing out the hanky. Their one-time opportunity in the first half. They get 2 in the game, and boy, what a great effort by Tavares, regardless of him getting inside the crease area. It's just a spectacular athletic play by the 23-year veteran John Tavares.
I mean, just a great hustle play, getting into the GB, getting in the corner, taking a couple of whacks, and then getting him behind the cage, knowing and having the presence of mind, knowing that the shot clock's low, to make something happen. Made something happen. Just that left foot and the left toenail.
Sean Pollock getting a shot on. Cosmo off the padding, and the rebound picked up by the quick transition of Dane Smith. Tipping it back over to Steve Priolo as a part of the offense. Shot, save, Ward. Rebound comes back out in front. Scrambling forward is Joey Resetares. He was inside the crease area, and Dixon Ward. Dylan Ward, that is. Dixon Ward. He was a car driver, wasn't he?
He might have been. I tell you, great patience by Priolo there, waiting for the 5th man that beat the Colorado Mammoth in transition. It was the late guy, had a great look, but Dylan Ward coming up with a huge save.
There's Ethan Iannucci getting it over to John Grant Jr. Takes the shot. And Cosmo shoulder save, rebound, outlet pass, right wing side. Cope with the lead pass right out in front, inside the Colorado zone to Mark Stainhouse. Shuts it down and will make the move by giving it over to John Tavares. Tipping it now over to Ryan Badesh. Far side pass. Here's a drive by Joey Resetares, hitting the turf in the high netting. It's Colorado's ball. Buffalo leads this one with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. 1-0. Chad Cope with his 5th of the season. Colorado in the transition. Sean Pollock outside the line. Completion made. Tips it over to the far side. John Grant Jr. tipping it there to the right side. Now to Westervelt. Tipping it over to Ethan Iannucci. Here's Iannucci with a shot shoulder save. Made by Cosmo. Rebound Buffalo. Quick transition immediately out to midfield. No problem here with that 8-second rule.
No, they're flying up the floor tonight, Johnny.
This is Sean Williams working the ball inside the Colorado zone. Buffalo holding on to a 1-0 lead. Far side pass. Stainhouse with that shot. Ward coming up with a save, and it dribbles to the right side of the Colorado net. Bouncing ball along the end boards, picked up by the Mammoth. They'll work it down the right wing lane, carried by Joey Capito. On the all-rookie team last year in the National Lacrosse League. Ball far side. John Grant Jr. coming in, checked by Billy D. Smith. Feeding it out in front, threading the needle, a backup play. Sean Pollock feeding it back. Shot save. Cosmo as the net goes off the goal line. Cosmo there beforehand and works it back out to Chad Culp. Here's the goal scorer tonight, Culp. Far side pass over to Joey Resetares. Now Mark Stainhouse near side over to Brian Banesh. Tipping it over to John Tavares. Tavares working it from the right point. Scooting in. He's got a lane. Comes in closer. Feeds it one hand to try to thread it over to Stainhouse. Save the over and back charge, but that's not going to work. So, Colorado right out at midfield, changing quickly with 5:31 left. First quarter, 1-0 Buffalo. Chad Culp, 5th of the season. Here come the Mammoth. Ethan Iannucci in over the line to the near side. Checked along the near boards down in the Buffalo corner. Trying to come free after being double teamed. Swatting the ball under the turf, and it's picked up by Glenn Bryan. Bryan back over to Dane Smith. Boy, what is Smith had a great game last week. 3-2 over Minnesota. Ball goes into the corner. Picked up by Jamie Rooney. Now to John Tavares. He's got a lane. Here's Tavares coming in. Shoots. He scores.
And the youngster Joey Caputo went for the pickoff. He would have had a clear-cut break, but just misses. And you don't want to give Tavares too many of these chances. He goes in unaccosted to the net, gives a couple little hedge fakes, and tries to go twister short side. I think Ward gets a little bit of a piece of it, and it trickles in for the second Buffalo Bandit goal.
John Tavares, 17th goal of the season, now 3 points from 1,700 in the National Lacrosse League. Milestone watch on here at the First Niagara Center. This is Bob Snyder tipping it back over to Westervelt. Getting it deep into the corner. Dug out there. Good checking by David Brock, working it from the point. Now to the left side. Picked up by Mac McLeod. Feed pass over with 5 to shoot. Shot on! Cosmos scissoring it in the webbing of his pads and stops the clock with 4:48 left to play. First quarter, 2-0 Buffalo. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Let's take a look at the end zone scoreboard for tonight's 50-50 jackpot update. Jackpots going to be displayed on the end zone scoreboard throughout the game. Tickets are available for purchase until the end of halftime. All proceeds go to the Buffalo Sabre Foundation. Clock's now time for McDonald's Happy Meal. Keep your eye on the winning boards to see if your section wins a coupon for a small order of fries and any participating McDonald's. Those sections will win. Let's see what we end up tonight. Section. Uh-oh. 304.
Buffalo out shooting the Colorado Mammoth 12-7, and 9 of those shots coming in transition. It's kind of interesting, Johnny. Colorado's so worried about Buffalo's transition. They're trying to get all their offensive players off the floor as fast as possible. But that's almost creating transition for Buffalo because there's no hindrance of them bringing the ball up. And guys like Culp and Dane Smith and Priola, these guys can fly, and they've gotten some real good looks in terms of that 3-on-2, 4-on-3 situations.
Here's Buffalo working the ball down in the Colorado zone. Illegal pick, so it will be Colorado's ball. Mike McNamara played with the Buffalo Bandits. A point in 8 games with Colorado, working it over to Ethan Iannucci. Down into the corner as it goes over to Matt McLeod, looking for a lane open. McLeod from the top of the slot, taking a shot wide of the Buffalo net. Rebound bounces on the inboards. Pollock right back over to John Grant Jr. Here's Jr. with a shot to the right side of the Buffalo net. Rebound picked up by Colorado. Scrapping forward is Iannucci. The host of Bandits are there, and Chad Culp, who scores the game's first goal tonight. Tips it back out as Buffalo quickly makes the change. Tavares out on the field, working it now far side over to Mark Stainhouse. 4 goals last week against Minnesota. Stainhouse whittling it back over to Bandits with a shot. Ward coming up with a save. Rebound, Buffalo. It's Stainhouse from the left point. Shot clock reset. Buffalo leads it 2-0 here in the first quarter of play. Banesh with the ball, threading the needle into traffic. Goes along the far board. Stainhouse there, battling for it. Gallant tries to get in the way of it. Stainhouse takes the shot. That goes over the back of Bob Snyder. That's going to leave a mark, Randy.
Yeah, that one went almost into the second deck, Johnny.
Ouch.
It definitely had a lot of high heat on it. Stainhouse able to take 3 steps in and drill it, and right off the back of Bobby Snyder.
Great passing tonight for Buffalo. John Tavares firing it back over to Stainhouse. Works it now to Ryan Banesh. Banesh work at top of the slot. 10 seconds to shoot on the shot clock. Here is Stainhouse from the left point in the Colorado zone. 2-0 Buffalo. Stainhouse looking to make a three with a shot. Hit the goal post left side of Ward. Rebound picked up by Colorado. And Chet Konechny will take it down the right wing boards as Colorado quickly makes a change. Colton Clark is there as well. Ball picked up by Drew Westervelt. In over the line comes Colorado. Now back outside to Pollock. Right wing pass. Kicked back over to the far side. Shoot Chuck tried to get a shot away. Blocked by Buffalo's defense. Rebound down to the corner. Check from behind. Gasped from the crowd, but the play continues back out to midfield. Here's Dane Smith and his fast speed. In over the line, he goes to the Colorado zone. Bandits lead it 2-0 with 2 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Sean Williams with the ball. Down to the near boards. Illegal pick off ball. So Colorado quickly making the transition, trying to match Buffalo's speed. In over the line they go. Iannucci trying to get a shot away, can't do it, but got a pass over to Pollock. Top of the slot as it goes over to John Grant Jr. Here's Jr. now. Working the ball with his magic. Jr. taking the shot into traffic, goes wide. Rebound picked up along the far boards. That one nicely by Cameron Holding. He got a shot, but boy, was he hit hard. Coils right back up onto the turf, but here comes Buffalo back out to midfield. 2-0 Bandits. In over the line comes John Tavares. Working the ball now from the right point. Back outside the line over to Stainhouse. Flips it casually back over to Williams. Now to Tavares. Into traffic. Shot right side off the stick of Joey Resetares. Hang on now. Player down. John Gallant. And looks like he'll have some attention by the Colorado training staff. 1:08 remaining here in the first quarter. 2-0 Buffalo, and Gallant still on the turf inside the Colorado zone. Took a swat there into traffic, so the free agent for the Colorado Mammoth, longtime pro, being attended to by the Mammoth staff.
Yeah, I think there was a hard pick by Sean Williams coming down to try to free Tavares, and as that was happening, I think something kind of got, kind of buckled up. And then that's as Tavares fed, that streaking Joey Resetares, who didn't miss by much back on the backside. It seems like he got something kind of like right into the ribs. Sometimes you get these hard picks. You're turning, you're going to go play a guy. Well, in the National Lacrosse League, you can, picks aren't, basketball where you got to stand there, or maybe field lacrosse where you just got to stand there. Like, no, you can come in and, give Buddy a shot a little bit.
That hurt.
Looks like he got one right just above the kidney belt. So that's gonna leave a mark. We'll see. He's going to return. I'm sure that he will, but nonetheless, an illegal pick. Going to be Colorado ball.
Well, you can take some swats in the confines of 200 by 85 feet. And the relentless play in the National Lacrosse League. In over the line comes Colorado, carried by Joel Delgado. Back over to John Grant Jr., feeding it back over to the far side. Long shot by Drew Westervelt. That hit the high netting. It'll be Colorado's ball.
Yeah, and Cosmo loves those shots all day. I mean, that was from about 25 feet out. Great angle, could see it the whole way. He'll stop 99% of those shots, Johnny.
Between the legs shot by John Grant Jr., stopped by Cosmo, but the ball remains Colorado despite Buffalo trying to get it out of their own zone. So they're restaging the shot with 35 left to go here in the first quarter. 2-0 Buffalo. Drew Westervelt with the ball from the left point. He's got a lane open, fires a shot wide. Rebound hits the end boards, back out to midfield, picked up by Buffalo, and worked back in over the line they go. Slipping back is Chad Culp, scored the game's first goal in the early goings of this game at the 1:01 mark, unassisted. And with 13 seconds left, Buffalo once more. The extra attacker is out. Working it across the line now is Benesh, far side over to Stainhouse. Stainhouse feeding it out in front. Hit the back of the net. 1 second left. And the play is halted because the quarter is over. 15-10 in shots. Buffalo 2-0. Bandits after one tonight from the First Niagara Center in Buffalo, New York. This is the National Lacrosse League. official statistics for you in just a couple of moments as we get ready to go for the second quarter of play. Buffalo leading at 2-0. Bandits will be attacking to our broadcast left. And out there at center turf is Jay Thornburg coming into this evening's game. 58 save success on draws. 137 to 233. And Bob Snyder second overall to his brother, Jeff of the Calgary Roughnecks. He comes into this evening's game 56% success rate, 185 wins on 328 draws.
Wow.
Two of the tops in the NLL. Here comes Colorado, point blank range shot by Sean Pollock.
And that's a
Cosmo
great
turning that aside.
And that's a great pick and roll by Drew Westervelt and Pollock. Pollock just springs free. And Anthony Cosmo throwing up the big left arm.
There's a shot and a goal by Buffalo as Dane Smith started it. And it's finished off by Joey Resetarits.
And how quickly that happens. Cosmo makes a great save. And in 8 seconds, because of the Buffalo transition, guys like Dane Smith getting the ball up quick. They find a backside Bandit wide open, and Dylan Ward can't go from side to side quick enough. We'll get a good look at it. It's Resetarits who just kind of slips to the backside. Great feed by Smith. And just like that, the Buffalo are up by a hat trick.
11th goal of the season for Resetarits. 6-2 in his last 4 games. He's already matched his goal output. We've got a penalty coming up against the Buffalo Bandits. The 6th attacker is out. John Grant Jr. strides from the bench. He's got the ball, takes the shot, shoulder saved by Cosmo as he directs it over to the high netting. And the game's first penalty coming up here in the second quarter of play. So the power play into effect for the Colorado Mammoth.
Yeah, and that's going to be a cross check. And that's going to go against Jay Thornburg. So Colorado's going to get a 5-on-4 opportunity. I tell you, you look at Joey Resetarits, he was kind of in the center, and then all of a sudden, he slipped to the backside. He's as slippery as a wet banana. Like all of a sudden, he's right there, and Dylan Ward can't go from side to side quick enough. Great goal by the youngster out of Hamburg, New York.
Colorado went 3 for 7 last week in their come from behind overtime victory over Calgary. Their 38% success rate. Working it now, shot straight on. That off a hard drive by Joel Delgarno. Off the shoulder, and a rebound picked up by Steve Priolo. He makes a twisting turn inside the zone, takes the shot, scores! Priolo!
Sometimes the luck goes your way. That shot by Delgarno doesn't even get to Cosmo. Goes off of Rory Smith's stick. And what a hustle play by Priolo. We talked about him before the game, in the pregame. He battles 2 Mammoth for the ball, slips the double, beats the transition all the way down. He's got some pressure on him. He gets a high fake, and just goes far side on Dylan Ward. Great play by Priolo.
Well, Randy, you had mentioned in the pregame show about the surprise of the Bandits' the first 9 games, and you had mentioned the best player on the team, Steve Priolo. 3 4-point games coming into this evening's contest. He had 4 assists last week, and including quite a bout against Andrew Suter, fist-to-fist at midfield. 4-0 Buffalo. Shot off the shoulder of Cosmo. Rebound goes to Colorado. Out of the corner, Sean Pollock. John Grant Jr. near side. Work now. Over to Suchuk, try to get the shot away. Here's Junior working the lane. Far side pass, shot, save. Cosmo rebound back behind the net. And the 14-year vet makes the outlet pass over to Priolo. With offense in mind, the big 6'5", 235-pound defenseman, Steve Priolo, hangs on to the ball right at the Colorado line, then comes back out waiting for the formation and the completion of change. A shorthanded goal by Steve Priolo. And time remaining on the penalty. 28 seconds left over to Jay Thornburg. 4-0 Buffalo. Feed pass out in front. Intercepted by Colorado up the stick of Mike McNamara. And he cautiously moves the ball up to midfield. Nice feed pass down into the near Buffalo corner for Colorado. Working it outside the line. Top of the slot is John Grant Jr. Near side. As it's worked back over to Grant. Works it now from the right point, looking for an open lane. One of the great players in the National Lacrosse League, John Grant Jr. with a shot, tried to go through the 5-hole of Cosmo. Outlet pass Thornburg, fresh from the penalty box, has got the ball approaching the Colorado line. 4-0 Bandits, working the ball from the top of the slot. Thornburg hanging on to it. Shift change complete. Joey Resetaris out there, along with Ryan Benesh and John Tavares. That shot goes off the side of a Mammoth. Rebound Resetaris from the near corner. Stainhouse provides a little opening there, and the bouncing ball goes down and along the near boards, but picked up by Colorado, and they're dash out the right wing side. Cameron Holding comes over to the Buffalo line. Shot straight on from a fresh player at the bench by Ethan Iannucci. That's cleared back out of midfield, and here comes Buffalo. Off the run of Derek Suddens, back over to Andrew Watt. Mitch Wild, that is. Wild working the ball from the right wing side, tipping it into the far corner. Feed pass out in front. Wild with a shot. And will it be a goal?
You got Dylan Ward. He's thriving in the back of the net. Half his body's past the goal line, half the body not. And there we go, Johnny. There's the yellow flag.
The other charge of the first half goes to the Buffalo Bandits as the yellow hanky comes out. So the on-field officiating crew, Sean Grenier, will go back over to the off-field officials and take a look on his video monitors to find out indeed the ball crossed the goal line from Dylan Ward. 4-0 Buffalo get a chance while they're looking to update you, and Randy will be getting ready to look at the video replay. In this second quarter of play, Joey Resetaris scoring his 11th goal of the season. And that one at the 26-second mark of the second quarter. 1:24, Buffalo right back short-handed. It goes to Steve Priolo, his 6th of the season. 4-0 Buffalo. Shots on goal 17-14.
And we have a streaking Mitch Wild. Now, maybe Scott Fleetwood could help me out here. Was it called no goal? So Mitch Wild goes high to low, and we're kind of looking for the ball. Dylan Ward gets it with his stick in between his legs, and it kind of goes up into his body. And we really don't actually see the ball. It's a great feed by Sean Williams down into Tavares. Wild making the move, coming right down. And this is now the 4th camera angle, and we'll see if we get a good look. I think it's going to be inconclusive. Like he has it in his stick and then it twists through his stick, and then we're trying to see if the ball actually goes into the net. But they continue not to wind the replay. Sorry about that. All the way through, Johnny. This one's going to be a tough one to call by Grenier. And the wily old veteran, it looks like the ball's kind of sitting in behind. It looks like Dylan Ward actually sits on the ball. But I don't know if it's going to be conclusive.
Whether or not the ball was in play while it crossed the goal line before Ward had completely smothered it, and
right,
the
then he was
force of
just
his body following over across the goal line while he made the save and freezing the ball. So
Mitch Wild
Grenier will be taking a look at it, and we want to try to get another replay shot of this from our vantage point here at the Ted Darling Memorial Press Box. Mitch Wild right in front, and they might just go frame to frame on this one to see whether or not they can follow the ball.
Now Scotty Fleetwood says that he sees it in the bottom left-hand corner. Ward's stick gets twisted around. And with Ward, he's got the white glove, so you don't know if it's tight to the crease and to the goalpost.
Grenier looking at this one in every angle available here at the First Niagara Center. The clock has stopped with 11:05 remaining here in the second quarter. 4-0 Buffalo. And they're looking to see whether or not it'll be 5. That off the stick of Mitch Wild. Second round draft pick out of Robert Morris University. And here's the call. No go.
Yeah, I don't think Grenier can go any other way. I think Scotty Fleetwood, but I think it's just not conclusive. They call it no goal on the floor. And it's like, well, was that a part of a ball? Was that a part of a glove? You know, we don't have a camera angle from behind the net. unfortunately, or over above, so you can't see it. And then all of a sudden, Dylan Ward, half his body's lying in the net and half the body's in the crease, and everything's all covered up. So regardless, Buffalo's got that 4-0 lead, and unfortunately, Mitch Wild does not get a marker tonight.
Back to action with Colorado controlling the ball in the Buffalo zone, but a misplay there affords Colorado to break out. 2-on-1 setup by David Brock. Back over to Priolo with a shot. Ward coming up with a save. Rebound picked up by Colorado and worked down the right wing lane. That off the stick of Czech Kudesny. Colorado right back shot straight on. Dan Boyd got that point blank shot right on. And a penalty coming up against Colorado. So Buffalo shuts it down. The extra man is coming as Cosmo makes his way over to the Buffalo bench. This is second quarter action where Buffalo has a 4-0 lead. Stainhouse with the ball, setting the play up from the slot area, getting directions from Ryan Benesh. Deep down in the corner. Now Benesh, top of the slot. Stainhouse misplaced the ball, has to go back for it. Immediately whips over to Dane Smith. Smith right over to Reseteris. He scores.
And that's just a buzzer beater for Reseteris. Colorado gets pulled way too far out trying to chase that ball. Stainhouse gives the old flip. Now to 2-on-1 on the near side. Reseteris, the end of the rainbow. And he goes sidearm to high, beating Ward to the left side just before the clock goes from 1-0. Big play and second goal.
Well, the yellow hanky comes back out from the Colorado bench, but they only have one call per half, and they've exercised that already. So, working it now for Buffalo with the 5-0 score officially when the 18th shot on goal. And Joey Reseteris now goal number 2 on the evening, so 12 on the season for the second-year pro. Played his first year in Calgary and picked up in some off-season moves by general manager Steve Dietrich. He will be our halftime guest this evening. Not only talking about the first half of the season from his perspective, but Randy, that trade deadline coming up in the National Lacrosse League on Tuesday.
And it looks as though there's going to be a misconduct penalty. Let's see who that is on number 15, on Matty McLeod.
See if we can't catch the call.
John Grant Jr., 2 minutes for slashing, wiped out by the Buffalo Bandits' 5th goal. Fittingly scored by number 5, Buffalo's own Joe Reseteris. Assist.
So a penalty goes to Matt McLeod, who will be the in-house server. And a power play into effect for Buffalo, their first tonight coming into this evening's game. 41%. They went 1-for-1 against Minnesota last week. Colorado's penalty kill pretty good. They shut down Calgary. There's a low drive right on, and a shorthanded shot by Colorado. Scrambling for the ball as it continues, but it picked up by a host of Buffalo Bandits and worked down the left wing lane by Mark Stainhouse. 12 goals and 7 assists in his last 4 games. Stainhouse with a spectacular performance of 4 goals and 2 assists last week. As Benesh works it now to Dane Smith. They set up the play into the Colorado zone. Here's Smith into the corner. Feed pass right out in front by Tavares. It's intercepted by Colorado and off the stick of Mike McNamara as he brings it right to the Buffalo line shorthanded. 5-0 Buffalo here in the second quarter of play. 8 minutes and 47 seconds remaining. John Grant Jr. leading the ball to the far side to Drew Westervelt. He'll work it outside the line and take more time off the penalty. Wheeling it back over to Sean Pollock. Now Pollock works it back over to Suchuk. Here's Suchuk with a shot. Save Cosmo. Rebound Colorado. Shot clock reset and a diving shot by Junior. Stopped in the crease area. And here comes Buffalo making the fast transition back out to midfield. Left wing pass over to Dane Smith. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Colorado. 5-0 Buffalo. Second quarter of play. 8 minutes and 10 seconds left. Working the power play from the top of the slot is Ryan Benesh. Here is Tavares to Dane Smith. Leaving it off his stick as Joey Reseteris brings it out from the corner. Feed pass out in front. couldn't make the connection, and Colorado back to full strength as Matt McLeod comes fresh from the penalty box. Picks up the ball far side, inside the Buffalo zone. McLeod works it back outside the line to Ethan Iannucci. Now to the far side, over to Cameron Holding. And Colorado gets themselves back into position. Working it is John Grant Jr. Left wing side, Jr. with the ball. Trying to feed it back outside the line. Forcing it. Save the over and back charge, and it goes back down into Buffalo's corner with 4 seconds left on their shot clock. So Buffalo casually out of their own zone. And Steve Priola, one of the goal scorers tonight, works it out at midfield. 5-0 Buffalo. Second quarter of play. Again, General Manager of the Bandits, Steve Dietrich, will be my halftime guest. Here is Steenhouse with a shot. And Dylan Ward comes up with a save and stops the clock with 7:07 left to play. Second quarter, 5-0 Buffalo. Tonight from downtown Buffalo, this is the National Lacrosse League.
Rocking it hard right now. You're going to rock it hard tomorrow.
Monday.
And then it's actually St. Paddy's Day on Monday.
Aye. That's a good one for you right now. 5-0 Buffalo. Play stop with 6:41 left here in the second quarter. We talked about Bald for Bucks, but also with Tucker Williams. I talked with Sean Williams before tonight's game. Tucker's going in yet for some more treatment on the graduated scale of what he's doing. And he just said, well, it's a roller coaster ride right now for
I can only
Tucker
imagine.
Williams. Braver than brave. And Tucker, if you're watching and listening tonight, we're with you, brother. Sending you good vibes. Got a Buffalo penalty, so Colorado on their second power play. Grant will control it from the quarterback position.
Yeah, Billy D. Smith's going to serve two. I believe it's for a slash off ball. And Colorado on their second power play. They got one shot. The first power play. Unfortunately, they're still goose egg, so that shot didn't count.
Jamie Shuchuk let that one go, looking for his first goal. Working the play in over the line for Buffalo, shorthanded. They've already scored a shorthanded goal in this contest off the stick of Steve Priolo. 5-0 Bandits. Mark Steenhouse eyeing up the situation from the left point. Working the ball from the far side now, Buffalo. Sean Williams over to Reciteres with a shot straight on, and Dylan Ward comes up with a nice save, and the rebound comes back out to midfield. This is Dan Ball. Former player in Minnesota to Drew Westervelt from behind the net back to the top of the slot. Shuchuk now will feed it over to Junior. Shuchuk and John Grant Jr. working it from the top of the slot. Ethan Iannucci back over to Junior. Time ticking down, 45 seconds left on the call to Billy D. Smith. 5-0 Buffalo. Junior with a shot. He scores!
Yeah, you're only going to keep him off the board for so long. Junior's already got 4 shots in the game. He's at the top of the power play, trying to direct in traffic. And Steven Priolo's trying to stand in his shooting lane. You know, and it's kind of one of those things where you're a shooter and you're like, do you really want to hit a guy because he's in the shooting lane? But Grant just kind of goes high, goes over the right shoulder of Steven Priolo and over the left shoulder of Anthony Cosmo. Picture perfect right in the top corner. And Colorado finally eliminates the goose egg, and they're on the board and down by 4, 5-1.
25th of the season for John Grant Jr. Went 1 for 5 last week against Calgary. Remember now, Colorado was down 5-0 against Calgary last week as well, and they battled back for that overtime come-from-behind victory. 4:56 left, second quarter, 5-1 Buffalo. Tonight, this is the National Lacrosse League. Shop.com NLL for the best prices and selection on clothing and accessories for all 9 teams. With flat rate shipping and no hassle returns, the NLL shop is the place for all things NLL. Visit shop.nll.com today, powered by Fanatics. Buffalo with a 5-1 lead here in the second quarter of play, 4:47 remaining. Rooney now over to Stainhouse. Stainhouse working the ball from the slot area outside into the far corner. And as Banesh tried to feed the ball in front, illegal positioning for Buffalo, so it's Colorado's ball, and a mad dash right outside the line they come. Check Konechny working it. And we'll feed it over to Sean Pollock, far side now for Colorado. Working the ball, Drew Westervelt. With it back over, shot straight on, score! Colorado, that off the stick of Joe Delgarno, the Ohio State Buckeye.
Yeah, and he makes quick work, quick stick on the short side, on this left-hand side. He gets a cross-crease feed and just goes high to low, and Cosmo wants that one back. It kind of slips through in between the goal stick and the left pad. Delgarno shooting through a screen, and that might create a little bit of momentum, like you're saying, Johnny. Now that's 2 for the Colorado Mammoth, and they got a great face-off guy in Bobby Schneider. Now they have possession again. If they can kick one here, hey, they're right back in this game.
Out shooting Buffalo in the second frame, 8-6. Shots are now tied at 21, 5-2 Buffalo, and Colorado on a mini run. Here comes Colorado again. A one-handed shot by Ethan Iannucci. Rebound, Junior. There's a shot by Shuchuk that goes wide. Rebound along the boards, picked up by Colorado. Right back in front, shot wide. Off the boards, David Brock is there. Over the shoulder feed over to Dane Smith, and here comes the speed of Buffalo's transition. As Smith comes in over the line with Derek Suttons. Now a 3-on-2 setup. There's a shot by Ryan Banesh. Ward getting a long outlet pass. All intercepted by Billy D. Smith. Smith right back into Buffalo's zone. Firing it over to Banesh now to Dane Smith. Smith taking his way in front of Dylan Ward. Elects to go back behind the net to Sean Williams. Williams reading the play. Scoots out now. Firing it back over to Stainhouse. Now to Resetaris, back over to Williams. Resetaris with a shot. Ward coming up with a save. Rebound picked up by Gallant. And he'll fire it right back down out of midfield to Cameron Holding. who will hold up just outside the Buffalo line with 3:03 left to play. Second quarter, 5-2 Buffalo. Colorado on a 2-goal run. John Grant Jr. in over the line, deking his way. Getting some good checking from Joel Delgarno. Ball retrieved from the far Buffalo corner by Colorado, Sean Pollock. Pollock getting a couple of swats. Lost control of the ball, but Matt McLeod has got it, and no time left on the shot clock, so it'll be fluffed into the near Buffalo corner. 5-2 Buffalo. Outside the line, Lynn Bryan working it back over to Sean Williams. Williams now to John Tavares, captain of the Bandits. Tavares works it into the corner. Feed pass out in front, intended for Benesh. Couldn't get the webbing on it. And Dylan Ward is there with the outlet pass right back out to midfield to Bob Snyder. Snyder now leaving it out as he makes the transition to the bench, and the runners are back out. Suchuk is there from the right point. Now John Grant Jr. getting an open lane from the point. Coming in close, moving his large frame and creative stick handling skills. Gets a shot right in front, but it's tethered by Cosmo. Rebound back over to Stainhouse. Stainhouse got Triolo with him. Here's Stainhouse with a shot. Ward coming up with the save, and Stainhouse inside the crease area. So Colorado scoops up the ball. 1:47 left to play, second quarter, 5-2 Buffalo. Goal scoring started at the 1:01 mark of this game by Chad Culp. In over the line is Holding. Tips it over to Joel Delgarno. Delgarno now works it inside the Buffalo zone from the right point. Hampered by a couple of Buffalo defenders. Glenn Bryan leaving the ball along the boards, and it's picked up by Junior. Now Junior with it on a double team. Here's Junior with the ball. Working it outside, but lost it. It's picked up by the Bandits, but hang on. We've got a little bit of off-ball infraction going, and a holding call will be coming up.
Yeah, let's see who that's going to go against. But it's going to be a holding call on John Grant Jr. And that is going to go against number 7, Derek Suttons. So the Mammoth going to go on their third power play of the evening. They're 1 for 2 already on the Delgarno goal. They have 3 shots on the power play. Actually, check that, the goal by John Grant Jr. from the top. And again, this is a momentum changer. This is a big, big opportunity for Colorado. If they can capitalize on this power play, bring themselves back within 2. I don't think it's been their greatest half, but if they can stay in this game, then they can make this run in the second half.
Excellent ball movement by Colorado down in the Buffalo zone, working with the man advantage. Junior quarterbacks the power play. Now scoots over to the left point. Pollock feeding it out in front. Backed up. Delgarno with a shot. He scores. Second of the night for Joel Delgarno.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to be lucky. Delgarno is kind of the recipient of an errant pass. There was a Mammoth player that flies through the middle, and I believe that was Westervelt. But Delgarno, right place, right time. The bad pass comes right to him, and he just unloads a sidearm bounce that beats Cosmo cleanly, and the Mammoth are back within 2.
Under a minute to play here in the first half. Buffalo 5-3 over Colorado, but Colorado on a surge and on a 3-goal run. Again, they were down last week 5-0 against Calgary. They come back, take a 9-5 lead, hold off Calgary, storming a 4 to tie it at 9, and then Sean Pollock with a dramatic overtime goal and a come-from-behind victory. Here comes Buffalo down into the Colorado zone. Couple of power play goals for Colorado. They went 3 for 7 last week. There's a shot, score!
Not too sure what the Colorado Mammoth defenders were thinking. They were thinking maybe they were going to get the ball in the corner because they just started to leave to go up the floor. But Joey Resetarich, 5 seconds left in the shot clock, just picks up the ball. Benesh left all alone, and he makes no mistake. Stop the bleeding for the Buffalo Bandits and put them back up by 3 with 22 seconds left, Johnny.
So the 3-goal run stopped by Buffalo's Ryan Benesh. He was held goalless last week, so his 14th goal of the season. Buffalo's 6-3 lead. Opportunity to take advantage of the clock and the extra man with 8 seconds left. Here's Stainhouse into the corner. Now works it from the far side over to Tavares with a shot as he took it off the boards. Ward coming up with a save, but that's going to stop things as the first half comes to an end. Buffalo 6, Colorado 3. General Manager of the Bandits, Steve Dietrich, our halftime guest coming up after this timeout. This is the National Lacrosse League.
In their 5-on-5 set, John. Buffalo taking 3 penalties just to Colorado's 1, but it's the power play 2 for 3 for the Mammoth that have kind of brought them back in this game, given them some life, but they're still down 3. But that's kind of stopped the, for them, stop the bleeding, give them a little bit of momentum, give them some belief, and they gotta take that and try to bring it to the second half. That first quarter I didn't think was very, very well for the Mammoth. They started to feel themselves that second quarter. So Buffalo's got to beware. This is a dangerous team. So they got to continue to play their A game, bring that effort on the loose balls in the transition.
Buffalo will be attacking to the broadcast right for the third quarter of play. Scramble for the draw with Jay Thornburg and Bob Snyder, and finding Buffalo with the ball. First half statistics: Mark Stainhouse, 100th consecutive game played, the 16th player to do so in the National Lacrosse League. And of course, we have the Iron Man of the National Lacrosse League, and Sean Williams, with his 222nd consecutive start coming into this evening's game. Chad Culp with his 400th point. And the first half statistic player, there's a shot and a goal by Buffalo 7.
Yeah, that's number 9, Mark Stainhouse. And he gets a nice hard screen by Joey Reseteris. Joey Reseteris doing it all tonight. 2 goals, 2 assists on 6 shots. He's got 6 GBs. And now he sets a hard screen for Stainhouse, who rolls up over top, goes high to low. Dylan Ward gets a piece of it, but just a little piece of it. That one went clear straight in the net between the pads. And just like that, the Buffalo Bandits are up by 4.
Colorado's outfit in the first half. Joel Delgarno with 2 goals and an assist off 2 shots on a loose ball. And also for Colorado playing very strong tonight, Cameron Holding with 9 loose balls. John Grant Jr. a goal and an assist, 6 shots, 3 loose balls. There's a shot on. Saved by Cosmo. Some equipment down on the turf.
Yeah,
no yard sale available there.
And that's the second time John Grant Jr. There's a matchup with Stephen Priolo and Jr. And now you got to have your, you got to have your mask, and you got these 4-point chin guards. Well, that's the second time that it's happened where John Grant Jr. getting guarded by Stephen Priolo has been able to knock Priolo's helmet off his head. But then now you have to immediately go off the field, which all of a sudden springs John Grant Jr. free, and he gives a little coming across twister between the pads of Cosmo. It's a great shot. Second goal of the game for Jr. to bring the Mammoth back within 3.
26 of the season for the 3rd greatest player in the National Lacrosse League, all-time points. Colin Doyle of Toronto, John Grant Jr. and John Tavares. Working the ball outside the line is Mark Stainhouse. Plenty of time to shoot with 14, so Stainhouse elects to go to the far side, and Dane Smith tweaks his way in, loses the ball to the webbing of his stick, and Ward is there. Colton Clark getting some pressure from John Tavares. So Ford checking as Clark now gets it out to midfield, tips it over the line to Dan Coates. You coached him, Randy, at Kinesis?
Yeah, former Golden Griffin, one of our starters for 4 years. Phenomenal athlete, love watching him play in the National Lacrosse League. One of the better and best young defenders in the National Lacrosse League in my mind.
Look at John Grant take a shot straight on, eluding a couple of checks, getting the shot away. Cosmo outlets the ball now to Ryan Benesh. Scoreless last week, but found net before the first half ends. It's 7-4 Buffalo here in the 3rd quarter, 12:55 remaining. Benesh inside the line, working the ball to the far side. Works over to Reseteris. Williams overplays it. Benesh backs him up. Now Williams again with the ball. Far side give and go, shot wide. Rebound along the end boards. 2 seconds to shoot the ball. Benesh will take a long one. Ward plays it off the mask. And pressure on by Buffalo. Here's Rooney. Now Rooney with the ball from behind the net. Works at top of the slot. Shot! Ward got a piece of that one. Rebound Buffalo. Good ball control. And loose ball movement down into the Colorado zone. Shot clock is reset. Stainhouse works it from the left point. Far side now. Tips it from Rooney. Now to Cope. Cope into traffic. Good pass made over. And Reseteris shot goes wide. Rebound finally picked up by Dan Ball. And the collective's sigh of relief for the Colorado bench to get back onto the turf. Buffalo leading it 7-4 here in the 3rd quarter. Outside the line. Chet Konechny works it now to the near side. Tips it over to Sean Pollock. Ball intercepted by Steve Priolo, and he turns on the speed at midfield. Priolo, right wing pass intended for Stainhouse. High, and it's picked up by Colorado, swept out on the turf. Checking continues. Loose ball is there as it finds itself to the near side. Over and back charge on Buffalo, so it'll be Colorado's ball. Now Priolo comes back up with it. 7-4 Buffalo, 3rd quarter action. Steve Priolo scoring a shorthanded goal tonight. Elects to go over to Dane Smith. Smith leaves the ball. Back over to Sean Williams. Now to John Tavares. He's got a lane, takes a shot. Ward with a save. Rebound. Bob Snyder checked by Tavares. Ball goes over to Priolo. Couldn't hang on to it. Squirts out to the top of the slot. Smith hangs onto it. But then it's played off the stick of Chet Konechny. 7-4 Buffalo, 3rd quarter action. In over the line comes Colorado, wasting little time. Over the shoulder feed by John Grant Jr. Boy, he's got enough torque on that one. Over the shoulder, just as he does with his forehand.
Oh yeah, I mean he can bring the ball pretty much from everywhere. Sidearm, one end. Like Billy D. Smith said in the pregame. I mean his lacrosse skills, stick skills, are probably the best that I've ever seen. I mean just the magic that he can perform with that stick. And he can do it behind the back as well, Johnny.
He is fun to watch. Here's Tavares. Shot blocked into traffic. Rebound picked up by Colorado. Worked by Matt McLeod now as he storms to the line. McLeod from the top of the slot. Feed pass back to McLeod with a shot. Save! Cosmo point-blank range. Rebound. Scramble continues. Finally, it's swept by Chad Cope, and he'll get it out of his own zone. 30-28 in shots. Buffalo, they lead at 7-4. Cope looking for his second of the night. Held off by a Colorado defender, and the loose ball picked up by Chet Konechny. He'll leave it off to the forwards. John Grant Jr. now to the near side as it's tipped off to Colton Clark. Jr. goes to the far side. Over to Garneau. Now to the top of the slot, looking for a shot. 10 to shoot for Colorado. Sean Pollock with the ball. Far side to Jr. with a shot. Saved. Cosmo. Rebound far side. Shot clock is reset, but Buffalo's got the ball. And the Mad Jash comes out with Dane Smith. Corking in over the line. Got Benesh with him at left. Smith floats him back outside the line, affording Buffalo to complete the change as Benesh. And Resetaris now comes up with it. Over to Sean Williams. 7-4 Buffalo, third quarter action. Here's Ryan Benesh now from the near side. Got an open lane. Tried to feed it back out in front to Sean Williams. Taken off play. And the ball left into the near Colorado corner. Ball continues to be worked. And that by Dan Coates. But the play stops with 9 minutes and 10 seconds left here in this third quarter. Buffalo leads it 7-4. This is the National Lacrosse League. Next, 7-4 Buffalo here in the third quarter of play. John Gertler and Randy Mearns with you this evening. Scott Fleetwood, our director and statistician. Tom Wrights, our producer. And Trevor Eklund, our game technician. Great to have you with us here in the second half of the season in the National Lacrosse League. There's Dan Ball leaving it into the corner to Junior. He's got some room, takes the shot, save Cosmo. Junior with the rebound, double teamed on the play. Loses the check, hangs on to the ball. 7-4 Buffalo, third quarter action. John Grant Jr. gets free, floats the ball high, plays it off the end boards, picked up by Cosmo, and the 14-year veteran works it back out to midfield, and Steve Prialdo is there. Prialdo in over the line. He's got Rooney with him deep. Now Joey Resetaris is with him, and Prialdo hangs on to the ball. Tried to do a little bit of a hidden ball trick, didn't he? He
tried to do the little bit of a hidden ball trick. Unfortunately, the receiver of the hidden ball trick wasn't really ready for it. Oh, they're going to call that no goal.
Wow, how about that one by John Tavares? There are two that called back by Tavares. Right back for Colton Clark for the shot wide. Rebound, Buffalo. Down into the Bandits zone. Loose ball picked up by the Bandits, and they'll try it again. Scooting back out now is David Brock. 7-4 Buffalo, third quarter action.
I thought Buffalo's done a phenomenal job of not allowing Colorado really any second or third chance opportunities. Colorado's getting some shots to the net, but Buffalo just all over the loose balls. And when you're able to do that, you know, the defense doesn't get tired. You know, you transition, you run your offense again. Oh,
Tavares with the shot, it hit the goalpost right side. Rebound. Buff the Colorado, Joey Capito with it in over the line as he goes. He'll wait for the changeup on the fly. Co-coaches up behind the bench. Chris Gill, Pat Coyle, Dan Stroop. I know Randy had a chance to see Steve Govett here at the press box. Any conversation you can lend with us?
He's just looking, they wanted to try to make sure that they eliminated, again, the same type of thing, the transition. Obviously, Buffalo got a couple transition goals early. I thought Colorado has really shored that up a little bit better. But looking to continue this, that effort. Obviously not out of it, but again, one of those things that they just got to do the little things a little bit better.
Surprised that Casey Powell not in the lineup tonight, or did he say he probably had a commitment?
Yeah, no, you know what? I didn't actually even ask him about it. It was just a brief kind of, little walk by. But again, that's a big loss. Not in the lineup again. On that right-hand side, working along with Drew Westervelt and Ethan Iannucci. It's just another weapon that you got to worry about. I mean, again, phenomenal quickness, phenomenal stick skills. When you got to worry about all that firepower on the field at one time, that's pretty devastating. And with Adam Jones not being in the lineup and Casey Powell, I mean, those are two of the best weapons in the National Lacrosse League.
Here's Dane Smith with a shot in and out of the crease as it goes. Rebound, Buffalo. Ryan Benesh deep from the near corner. Flips it over with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Did you get a chance at all tonight to talk with Adam Jones before the game?
I did actually a little bit before the game, and just actually a little bit here at halftime. He's up in the press box. He's just itching to get back in the lineup. It's just not there yet, just not ready yet. But in due time, we're hoping in the next week or so, as they continue this swing, they're 5-7. I mean, he's got a lot of gumption. As soon as he can get back in the lineup, he'll be a guy that'll be right back in there for sure. Just that character in him. But frustrated too, where you just like I'm close, but we're still not here. And he wants to be a part of contributing to the success of the Colorado Mammoth.
It's great to have so many players, Randy, that you coached in the college level, and two of which deal with Dan Coates and also Adam Jones at Canisius. Got to make you feel good.
Oh yeah, it makes you feel good. I mean, but they're great character guys too, and having the opportunity to coach them and mentor them and develop great relationships with those kind of guys is pretty remarkable. Then they come and watch them perform in front of 17,000 people. It's you feel a little pride and you kind of bump out the chest a little bit, and I'm just excited and happy for the guys.
How about that laser by Ethan Iannucci, letting the shot fly from the left point? Sooner or later, you knew that the most valuable player in the National Lacrosse League.
Yeah, Buffalo runs that little pick. Colorado runs a little bit of a pick. Two guys go, and they just flip it back. And Iannucci can laser the ball, and he just shows it there. He goes high heat over the left shoulder of Cosmo, a little bit through a screen on that second slide. But I'm not too sure Cosmo would even have had a chance. That was picture perfect, and that thing had a lot of velocity on it, Johnny.
The most valuable player in the National Lacrosse League of 2008, Ethan Iannucci. His fifth goal of this season, went 1 for 1 last week against Calgary, and Iannucci brings Colorado within 2. It's 7-5. Speaking of which, here's Ethan Iannucci again with a shot that goes wide. Rebound picked up by Sean Pollock. There's a good feed pass out in front, and the connection of Pollock's play was set up nicely by Colorado, but hampered by the defensive move of David Brock, who brings Buffalo right back into the territory. Sean Williams with it inside the Colorado zone. Feed pass intended for Rooney, but that's picked off of the defensive play by Chet Konechny, getting Colorado right back into Buffalo territory. In over the line he goes. 7-5 Buffalo with 4 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Down deep into the corner now. Joey Capito with the ball. Working it back over to Drew Westervelt. Westervelt from the left point. Good crisp pass into the far corner to John Grant Jr., but couldn't make the total connection on that one. And Buffalo has it back out at midfield. Derek Sutton's in over the line as he goes. The big Buffalo defender hangs onto the ball, flips it right back over to Ryan Benesh. Now to John Tavares. Tavares field wide. Over to Rooney. Now Tavares works it. Got a lane, takes the shot. Ward with the save. Rebound, jumps out in front. Scramble for the ball continues. And finally tipped away by the Mammoth. And dashing in over the line comes Cameron Holding. Good feed pass out in front. Shot wide off the stick of Iannucci.
Oh.
Checking. by Dane Smith, but that one is going to be whistled and hit from behind. And player very slow in getting up as well.
Yeah, I think that's Pollock who just got leveled by Dane Smith. The momentum. And again, Dane Smith, 6'3", 220, just can fly. And Dane is definitely not one of these guys that's a dirty guy. I just think he was going in for a GB and then all of a sudden, boom, just got on the back. But Sean Grenier is going to have none of it. Smith's going to go to the box. Interesting thing, is it going to be a 2 or a 5? There's been an onus within the National Lacrosse League, anything by boards and head first. So we'll see what the judgment call is by the officials.
We'll get the countdown when we come back. 3:10 left to play, third quarter, 7-5 Buffalo. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Box score tonight's attendance 15,445. Buffalo Bandits first half facility, thank you. Where the Pro Square, the Pro Choice, officially awarded by the National Lacrosse League since 1995. Pro Choice Sportswear has provided the NLL with high-quality products for the fastest game activity. Check out the savings for your favorite Bandits player jersey today. Gas price ticket packages are now on sale for all Buffalo Bandits versus home games. $39 to receive the 2 $300 tickets and an Bandits hat. Visit Bandits.com to purchase your gas break package today.
Again, hello to all Colorado Mammoth fans watching tonight. The Mammoth return home on Saturday, March 29th when they host Philadelphia. Game time at the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, 7 o'clock. For tickets, visit coloradomammoth.com. Randy, the penalty.
Well, the penalty is going to be a 5-minute cross-check from behind on Dane Smith. So he's going to serve 5. He's got the major, and this is a great opportunity for Colorado to continue to cut into the 2-goal lead of the Buffalo Bandits. The Colorado Mammoth 2 for 3 on the power play. Goals by Grant and Delgarno on 4 shots.
Shots are tied at 35. Buffalo with a 7-5 lead. The man advantage now. Top of the slot is Grant Jr. There's a shot on off the stick of Joel Delgarno. Held up by Buffalo's Steve Priolo. Shorthanded, he sweeps into the Colorado zone. Tried to feed Derek Suddens, couldn't do it. Suddens hanged up. Tied up, and Priolo in to help with a shot. Low drive. Ward comes up with an excellent save, and here comes Colorado working with the man advantage. A 5-minute measure onto Dane Smith, hitting Pollock from behind inside the Bandit zone. Pollock with the ball over to Junior, who will quarterback this power play. Trying to get back into this game, only down by 2, and they've got the forces to do it, led by 24. From the top of the slot, there's a shot wide. Rebound! Stretching forward, it will be an over and back charge as Westervelt couldn't do it, and Buffalo gets the ball. Time, in essence, like this, Randy, working on a shorthanded situation, just work that clock.
Well, yeah, you got 2:10.
You want outside.
Yeah,
you want. Shot
you want to survive this 4 minutes, and if you can get out of here unscathed and not allowing the Mammoth to score any goals, so now there's the opportunity to run this clock down. You're going to try to get something with about 5 seconds on the shot clock. Colorado will just play a shadow, just in case somebody wants to dodge the net. We already have an automatic double. Everybody else will lock off, as we kind of see here.
9 seconds left on the shot clock. There's a one straight on by Joey Rezateris. So here comes Colorado now. Good ball movement by Buffalo on the shorthanded situation. Taking time off the 5-minute major to Dane Smith. 3 minutes and 26 seconds left on that mark. 1:31 left to play in this third quarter. 7-5 Buffalo. Westervelt far side over to Grant. Junior over the shoulder feed. Intended for Iannucci into traffic. Swift it back over to Junior. 7 to shoot. Here's Junior with the ball. Score!
And that's going to count 1 against the major. Shot clock winding down. And John Grant Jr. just kind of starts to backpedal. And again, Priolo trying to stand in the shooting lane. But the junior step back allows himself to give that space, and he goes high heat over the right shoulder of Anthony Cosmo. I mean, that's just hard to save. I mean, he's hitting that spot, Johnny. And just like that, the Mammoth are down by 1 goal.
Right back into this game. Hat trick tonight for Grant Jr. 27 goals so far this season. And working with the man advantage, in over the line they go as Jr. works it from the power play, top of the slot, works it now, and the shot goes wide off Suchuk's drive. Rebound held by Iannucci, saved the over and back charge. So Iannucci scored 76 years ago. Shot score! Colorado, Grant Jr., 4th of the night, 7-7.
And we're all knotted up, and John Grant Jr. is fired up. Same spot, different shot. He just locks and loads, gets a nice up pick. Piolo can't get there. And he goes high to low. We get a good look at it as Iannucci brings the ball down. And he goes between the wickets of Anthony Cosmo to the short side. And it's a 7-7 ball game just like that, Johnny.
Randy, when we did the All-Star game a couple of years ago here in Buffalo, did we not have a radar gun on Junior? At one time, didn't we have his shot well over 100 miles an hour?
Yeah. I mean, he's bringing heat about 107, 108 miles an hour. I mean, he can sling the ball. And especially if you give him some time and room when you're on a power play. So he moved from being the top guy, where it's easier to get into his shooting lane, to being the shooter the last 2 times out, because you can play that give and go with the top man. And there's only one guy that can cover you, so Piolo can't stand in the shooting lane, and he's finding the opportunities to shoot. In the last 2, he hasn't missed.
Buffalo trying to get back into this game. Runner is out as Cosmo goes to the bench. See what Buffalo can do with 5 seconds left. Shot! Give and go shot, score! Tavares!
Oh, and that's much needed relief. 1.8 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Johnny. And that goes from one side to Tavares on the backside, and he one-times it, and I think Dylan Ward thinks he has it. I thought he had it, and somehow it sneaks through the pads of Dylan Ward. And that's a big goal for the Buffalo Bandits. I mean, that's a laser pass to a laser shot. Not a lot of time wasted there, Johnny. And Buffalo able to regain the lead on a great feed by Stainhouse and an even better shot by Tavares.
All-time great of the National Lacrosse League, John Tavares. Uncle to the other John Tavares, who playing tonight against the Buffalo Sabres in Long Island. Tavares of the New York Islanders. What a game this one is. 8-7 Buffalo at the end of 3 tonight. Here from the First Niagara Center, this is the National Lacrosse League.
5th goal right now. We're 4th quarter, 15 minutes, 8-7. Buffalo Bandit lead. This one's a barn burner.
Get out and goal.
Like, let's
Speaking
go.
of Comedy Central and the Kroll Show, ever since I left Get Out and Goal, we're underway here in the 4th quarter. Bouncing ball coming inside the zone. Shot off the stick of Ethan Iannucci. Wide rebound, Chad Culp, who opened the goal scoring at 101 of this contest way back in the 1st quarter. Play busted up by Colorado, and they're right back at it. Trying to get into this game right now. And they've got some time to set it up on the play. Smith ready to come out of that penalty box. Grant Jr. as the shot goes over the shoulder by Pollock. That was a good one, but wide. Rebound picked up by Buffalo. And it's carried off Mitch Wild, who storms in. Shot, score! Ryan Banesh. Wild set that play up for the veteran sniper, Ryan Banesh.
Well, 3 things happen there. Mitch Wild picks up the GB, and he flies up the field. Second thing that happens, a Buffalo defender flies to the back door so Banesh can get out the front door and beat everybody in transition. And great feed by Wild, and Banesh gives a little hesitation fake, comes back to the short side. Beautiful goal by Banesh. And the Bandits are back up by 2.
9-7 Buffalo here in the 4th quarter of play and storming back down into the Colorado zone. Working the ball is Stainhouse. That's off the side of a Colorado defender, and the bouncing ball back out at midfield. And it's scooped up by Holding as he comes in over the line by himself. Straight in. Couldn't get the shot away. Great defense by Ryan Banesh. Following up on his responsibility down in the defensive zone. Joey Capito with the ball now hangs on with it. Likes to go way outside as the coaching staff elects to go for the change and get the runners out there and the sharpshooters. Here's Shuchek with the ball. Field wide. Storming in as Paulie catches the shot wide. Rebound, Buffalo.
Yeah, and that's going to be a definite hold. Suchek came with some intensity and slipped underneath. Nothing. We'll check the number. Nothing that it actually might be Rory Smith. Nothing he could do other than to try to get the stick around and kind of hold, or just basically allow a breakaway in on Anthony Cosmo. So sometimes you want to you don't want to take any penalties, but sometimes you kind of got to take them. That was probably one of those times where, 9-7 game, you know what, let's count on our defensive, foursome to keep Colorado off the scoreboard on a power play.
Mammoth 4 for 5 on the power play. That ball stopped. Scissoring pad save by Cosmo. Outlet pass, Steve Priolo. Scored a shorthanded goal in tonight's game. 9-7 Buffalo. This is 4th quarter action. 13:03 remaining. Tavares works it from the well outside, taking time off the penalty to Rory Smith. The second goaltender, as I always say, of the Buffalo Bandits.
Yeah.
You had mentioned he came up with a beautiful save tonight, earlier in the game. Here's Rooney with the ball, double teamed on the play. Rooney. Left it down to the corner. Perfect timing on the shot clock.
Oh, that's beauty. Rooney. You're a beauty, Johnny.
In full salute of the Irish soccer.
Rooney. Oh, the crowd's getting into it, Johnny. Hear the defensive call. 17,000 strong.
53 seconds left in the call to Rory Smith. Junior, quarterback of the power play. Here's Pollock with a shot. Rebound. Reset the shot clock. Junior again. Shoulder save as Cosmo came out to challenge that one. From the corner. Good ball play by Colorado. Right back to it. And control of the ball with that man advantage. Here's Shuchuk with the ball. Top of the slot to Junior. Taking the shot. Save. Cosmo rebound, dribbles out in front. Cosmo from his crease area. Tips the ball into the far corner. Picked up by Shuchuk out of the far corner. And we'll work it right back as the shot clock reset as well. Buffalo 9. Colorado 7. 4th quarter action. There's Delgarno over the shoulder. There's a shot by Junior wide. Rebound. Drew Westervelt. Out to Delgarno. He's got a lane. Takes the shot. He scores. How about that?
Yeah, that's a great goal. It's going to count it. That's the 5th power play goal for the Colorado Mammoth. I believe that's the hat trick for Delgarno. Same spot. Just gets some space. Gets a nice hard pick. Able to backpedal into it. And go sidearm to low. As he gets a good seal by Jamie Suchek, and he makes no mistake. and brings the Mammoth back within 1.
So Buffalo's got to get right back into it. They waste little time from the draw after the goal being scored. And Dane Smith well rested from the penalty box. So I'm sure he's eager to get back out. As Stainhouse hangs onto that ball, fed it right over to Reseteris. Couldn't get it in the stretching play. Rebound picked up by Banesh. 5 to shoot for Buffalo. Down in the Colorado zone. Shot on, and Ward comes up with a save, and here comes Colorado down by 1, 9-8. Working the ball very quickly. It's Colton Clark to the line. Lead pass, shot, save. That's a running play of Shuchuk. Here comes, speaking of running, watch this guy run. It's Dane Smith in over the line. Storming in is Wild. Top of the slot is Brock. Brock trying to get a shot away. He really wanted to wind up with that one, but it was picked off by Colorado, and here they come. Colorado storming in. Chet Konechny with that ball, hanging on to it, waiting for the shift change. Jamie Shuchuk outside the line. Also out there is John Grant Jr. with the ball, 9 to shoot. Jr. with the play back over to the far side to Matt McLeod. McLeod comes up with it from the corner, takes a couple of hits, 2 to shoot, and it's blocked by Buffalo's defense. Rory Smith comes up with it. Tips it now to Steve Priolo. We played 5 minutes of this fourth quarter. Buffalo leading it 9-8. Priolo from outside the line. Tipping it now over to Rooney. Over the line as it goes over to Williams. Beautiful pass, Williams over to Banesh. Here's Banesh looking to get a shot away. Elects to go over to Rooney. Couldn't get the webbing on the stick of it. It's picked up by Joey Capito. In over the line, Capito goes. Good pass play to Pollock. He takes a shot by Billy D. Smith. Pollock a little slow in getting up the rebound. Picked up over the line is Wild. Wild with it. Tried to feed it back over to Dane Smith. Couldn't get the shot away. And the ball picked up by Colorado.
And a great defensive play by Danny Coates. Got to toot the horn. It's a 2-on-1. He stays, and makes Mitch Wild make the decision, because Mitch Wild wanted to get it to Dane Smith and then just forced it to pass too late. And Buffalo gets nothing on a 2-on-1 opportunity.
John Grant with 10 to shoot. Takes the shot off the side of Cosmo. Grant gets his own rebound. 9:04 remaining fourth quarter. 9-8 Buffalo. Grant with the ball. In over the line to the far side. Deep into the corner. And the play set up over to 8th on Iannucci. Iannucci tipping it back over to Delgarno. Far side. Over to Drew Westervelt with the shot. Went wide of the Buffalo net. Didn't think Cosmo saw that one coming, and he makes the outlet pass now very quickly. Sutton's overplays the ball, has to run back for it. Picked up by Colorado, and they're right back with the ball. Shoving it to the right side, and a mad dash over to Mike McNamara, former Bandit. Tips it into the near Buffalo corner. Flips it back outside the line to Chet Konechny. He'll wait for the full shift change into effect. 8:24 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Buffalo by 1, 9-8. From the top of the slot as it goes to the far side, off the stick of Matt McLeod. Al Delgarno looking for 4. Save. Cosmo rebound. And Cosmo will hang on to that one. 8:11 left to play. Fourth quarter. Buffalo by 1, 9-8. This is the National Lacrosse League. locations given to each buyer in an attempt to simplify the process for replacing lost or stolen tickets. But more importantly, it's a chance to raise money for you, your team, and the Bandits here to help with fundraisers. Here come the Buffalo Bandits. Score!
And it happens that quick out of the TV timeout.
Boom.
And we'll get a good look-see here. Dylan Ward's looking at he wants that one back. We're just trying to check the number on this goal. Yeah, you get Ryan Benesh shooting high heat. It gets blocked and kicks it. And Shawnee Williams, the veteran, making no mistake to put the Bandits back up by 2.
8th goal of the season for the 17-year veteran Sean Williams. 10-8 Buffalo. Fourth quarter action. 7:29 left. Here's Stainhouse with a shot. He scores!
Oh, and the fans are into it now. You can feel the momentum shift. Stainhouse utilizing 2 hard screens. The defense is indecisive, so he just locks and loads from about 22 feet and goes high to low through the pads of Dylan Ward. And just like that, in about 33 seconds, the Buffalo Bandits are now back up by 3 goals. And the Colorado Mammoth are kind of walking around in some stunned shock. Like, what happened there? We were just down by a goal. We've been playing well, and then boom.
The second half for Colorado has just been tremendous. They had a gift with the power play situation by Dane Smith with a major. They stand 5 for 6 on the power play, and they took advantage of that one, getting right back into the game, tying it once. But Buffalo coming on strong. Stainhouse getting the goal.
And that's where you can
the 11-8 lead.
Yeah, and that's where you can create some momentum. Again, having a guy like Jay Thornburg, you know, you score a goal, then you win the face-off, you get the ball back, you score another goal. I mean, the crowd's in it, they're singing Living on a Prayer here in the First Niagara Center. They're having a blast. And the Buffalo Bandits just feed off of the energy.
Here come the Bandits out of their own zone, led by Chad Culp, crisscrossing against Mitch Wild. Culp back over to Wild. Here's Wild with a shot. Save, Ward, rebound, Colorado, right back, Colton Clark with it. In over the line he goes, far side pass. Picked up by Westervelt. Now the change up for Colorado complete, down into the Bandit zone.
Yeah, and Buffalo's got one too many guys on the field. The referees haven't really realized it yet. Oh, there we go. The lead official, the back trailing official realizes they have too many men on the floor. Oh.
Junior hit hard on that play and rammed into the boards. And now Buffalo yet another penalty and a great opportunity for Colorado to get back into this game. They've got the advantage in shots, 46-43, but down 11-8. And too many men on the field will put Colorado back onto the power play. Boy, has it been potent tonight.
Yeah, and that's going to be the in-home. Chad Culp's probably going to serve this one as he walks his way over. You know you're going to take some penalties in games. It's going to happen, but those are the ones that you just kind of kill yourself. You know, and you almost want to say kind of inexcusable. You got to manage the bench. Sometimes it's going to happen, but late in the game, 6:28 left, you don't want to give the Colorado Mammoth another opportunity on the power play. They're 5 for 6 on 12 shots. John Grant's got 3 of them. Delgarno's got 2. You might also want to try to let Drew Westervelt or Ethan Iannucci get some markers here because Junior and Delgarno are pretty hot.
Good passing set up, and Joel Delgarno getting the shot, and scissors saved by Cosmo right at the line. Cleared back out, and Priolo brings Buffalo back out to midfield, playing shorthanded. 11-8 Buffalo. 6 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Buffalo's winning streak at home on the line here. Hanging on as Mark Stainhouse looking the situation over, playing from the outside, taking time off the bench minor. Too many men in the field. And shot straight on it. Boy, Stainhouse.
Yeah, he got away with one there. He chopped Dan Coates on the back of the ankle going for a GB. The ref was looking the other way.
Joel Delgarno from the right side. Junior from the top of the slot. Back over as it's worked now. Junior getting an opportunity to open a lane. Goes to the far side. There's Westerveld with a shot and stopped by Cosmo and helped out by the second goaltender, Rory Smith. 42 seconds left in the too many men on the field call against Buffalo. They lead it 11-8 here in the fourth. 5 minutes left to play. Dane Smith well outside the line and way wide, watching that penalty clock tick away. Hanging on to the ball. 10 to shoot for Buffalo. Smith hanging on, taking his way, taking the shot. Oh, left side of Dylan Ward. Rebound. Coming up and hang on. Another Colorado player down on the turf, and it's Mike McNamara.
Yeah, and that might be a knee injury.
Shot. Holding on to his left knee. That does not look good. 4:47 left to play here in the fourth quarter. 11-8 Buffalo. Tonight from the First Niagara Center, this is the National Lacrosse League.
Was. And sooner or later, we're going to get lacrosse here. Just a matter of time. I mean, what a great community. Obviously, with all the entertainment and social around within the community, and what a great venue here at the First Niagara Center to host that, and obviously great character people that run these tournaments and the support that they get from the community. I mean, the NCAA's, on Thursday and Saturday here, I mean, those things were sold out a long, long time ago. It's going to be a blast here.
Canisius and Niagara hosting it, the responsibilities are a lot. I mean, you've got a lot of staff dedicated from your athletic group.
Yeah, we certainly do. I mean, you have a lot of, the NCAA kind of garners a lot of the marketing, but it's a lot of the support staff, sports information, anything that's kind of within the team managers, team liaisons, like all that whole dynamic, happens, and we're real proud at Canisius to help sponsor that and be involved in the community and bring great events like this to the city of Buffalo.
Down on the turf, the Buffalo Bandits with an 11-8 lead over the Colorado Mammoth. 3:54 remaining, and here comes Colorado, shot wide by Junior. Rebound, Pollock right out at midfield in front of his own bench. Hit hard again by Dane Smith. There's some pushing and shoving going on off ball. Here is Junior with a shot. Save at point-blank range. Eyeball to eyeball. Grant to Cosmo.
Yeah, that's the best save of the night by Cosmo. One-on-one, the game on the line. And Anthony Cosmo stares John Grant Jr. down. He tries to go top cheese. And Cosmo throwing up the big right shoulder.
51 shots on goal by Colorado to Buffalo's 46. There's a shot by Reseteris. And a penalty coming up against Colorado.
And I think that's going to go against the assistant captain, Dan Coates. for a holding call. I'm not too sure if it was on ball or off ball, as Joey Resetera sprung free and banged it off the pipe. It's going to be the second power play for the Buffalo Bandits. They got a 3-goal lead, 3:15 left. Right? They can take some time off the clock. Now, you still want to keep the pedal down. You still want to keep the score. But, you know, you can take some time off. Let's get good quality shots. Make sure we got 2-3 guys getting to the bench. Let's not get beat in transition. You can always run the shadow. And is that 3-goal margin too much for the Colorado Mammoth to make up in such short order?
Tavares with a long shot. Pass intended off to Joey Resetera, but it's intercepted by Colorado shorthanded. Here's Capito, scores!
And that's absolutely not what you really wanted to have happen. Buffalo still had about 12, 13 seconds on the shot clock. They go cross crease. It just misses. And Capito can fly. They get down on the 2-on-1. And a shorthanded marker to the far side of Anthony Cosmo. Now it's a 2-goal margin.
So a member of the all-rookie team last year, Joe Capito, scoring his 5th of the season. 11-9 Buffalo here with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left. And like basketball, Randy, with many of the plays employed in the National Lacrosse League, similar in the pick and roll and the play setup, boy, it's an eternity. 2:36 is a long time.
Oh, a ton of time here. Now, Buffalo would really like to respond here on this power play to re-extend that lead, gain 2 goals of insurance to try to end this game out. They definitely have the personnel to do it. Let's see what they come make of it.
Stainhouse quarterbacks the power play to Dane Smith. Back to Stainhouse. Here Smith with a shot. Hit the goalpost right side of Ward. Rebound swept over, and it'll be Buffalo's ball.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Shot clock reset. Time to set up the play. Williams does just that. Over to Stainhouse. He's got Ryan Badesh with him at far side. Back over to Stainhouse lane. Stainhouse now over to Williams with a shot. Hit the goalpost again. Williams retrieves outside the line in front of his bench. 1:54 left to play here in the regulation. 36 seconds left in the penalty to Dan Coates. 11-9 Buffalo. 6-game winning streak here at home on the line. There's Dane Smith shooting right side. Rebound Buffalo. 14 to shoot. There's a shot by Rooney. Into traffic, picked up by Colorado, and they're storming back down the left wing lane. Ball carried by Bob Snyder. Here's Snyder now. Wheeling the ball back over to Junior, who comes fresh from the bench. 1:25 remaining into regulation. 11-9 Buffalo. Junior being pressured on by Steve Priolo. Check that, Dave Brock. Here's Junior again, hanging on to that ball, shoveling it back over to the top of the slot, shot wide. Rebound picked up by Cosmo. And here come the Bandits. 11-9 Buffalo. In over the line is Mark Stainhouse. 1 minute left to play. Stainhouse scores!
And that should seal the deal, Johnny. In transition, the hat trick for Stainhouse. As the Mammoth, they're unsettled. Stainhouse takes advantage, and that's the time for him to take advantage. And he gets underneath his defender, and he just goes across crease in that patented, I'm going to dive, going far pipe, and he buries and gives the little jiggle to the fans on the far side by the Buffalo Bandit bench. A beautiful goal to give Buffalo a 3-goal lead. They're going to take a peek at this. Got the yellow flag out there, make sure this is a good goal. And as we take a peek, and I'm going to check this monitor here. We're probably looking at the right foot of Mark Stainhouse before he kind of goes somewhat airborne. As does his right foot touch this crease as he gets underneath Capito. Oh, that's a good goal. That's a good goal. He plants off his left foot. Sean Grenier is going to say good goal, and the Bandit fans are going to go nuts.
Well, they love to hear that horn here at First Niagara Center. And the Bandits now equaling their point from last week's game, 12-9. This time over the Colorado Mammoth. And Randy, it's safe to assume?
Well, it's safe to assume 59.5 left, though. Buffalo's already succumbed to have 4 guys back. Let's not let Colorado have anything in transition. And Thornburg wins the faceoff on Bobby Schneider. They can run off 30 seconds here and really put this game out of reach, Johnny.
The little things like that Troy Cordingley had mentioned in in the pregame show, the Coach's Corner, the little things like winning draws at critical times. Jay Thornburg did just that, and here's Stainhouse to give it the shot. Ward coming up with a save, point-blank range again. 30 seconds left. It's the number one team from the Eastern Division meeting the number one team and undefeated from the Western Division. Next Friday night from Rexall Place, speaking for the Buffalo Bandits and Edmonton Rush. The best of the best. As Colorado's Drew Westervelt got a shot away. Cosmo coming up with it, 15 seconds left. So, Randy, I asked General Manager Steve Dietrich, was he looking forward to the game next Friday night? He said, I hope my players are not looking forward, but I'm certainly thinking about it and how well this team from Buffalo will play. And there, got it. 12-9 final. The Bandits over the Colorado Mammoth. The home winning streak continues. And the Bandits run for the Eastern Division. Held on number one position. 8-2 on this season. A final tonight, 12-9 over the Colorado Mammoth. Post game coming up after this timeout. This is the National Lacrosse League.